So given that we need a cushioned surface to wrap around and conform to the shape of the convex edge, when we first begin sharpening, what should we use? A common method is a Mousepad. This is a colorful Mousepad, and part of the reason for that is that most modern Mousepads, if you look, are made of a hard, thin surface. They're designed generally for optical or laser mice. This is an old school Mousepad. You see it's about 3/8 of an inch thick. It's made of spongy rubber, and that's what gives us the give. I haven't had very good results trying to sharpen with the more modern, hard, flat Mousepads. So that's why I have this fruity vintage Mousepad. Now we need an abrasive. A lot of people use especially for initial sharpening, a coarser grit. Honestly, I like 2000 grit wet dry auto sandpaper. It provides plenty of abrasion and gets it down to a pretty fine edge. I suppose if I was doing a very damaged edge or reprofiling an edge that's not already convex, yeah, I'd need a more abrasive sandpaper, down into the mid-hundreds, I assume. But for our purposes, I definitely like 2000 grit. So what I do is I just lay the abrasive on the Mousepad like that. And I've got a convex edge knife. Now when you're sharpening, sometimes it's a good idea to pull it back to the edge of the table. So you just draw it back. Now there's 3 separate motions when you're drawing back a convex edge. First, obviously you're drawing it back. That's one. The other thing is trying to follow the curve of the blade. The more belly or pronounced upswept the edge is, the more that you turn it. This is a quite shallow spear point, so it doesn't really require much turning as I bring it across the paper. About like that. And the other motion is yet you're always trying to draw from heel to point. So you're drawing it down like that, so that you're always drawing towards the point, so that you're always drawing away from the point, and never dulling it, and drawing out metal to make a nice sharp point. So you go one way, you flip it, and bring it the other way. Draw it one way, flip it, bring it the other way. So that you notice that the point of the knife describes an arc in the paper, almost like that, because you're always drawing it away from the point. Now the big breakthrough I had in convex sharpening was not being afraid to scratch the blade. Yeah, these knives are beautiful and they're not cheap, but they are made to use and to work. So that's one hurdle that I had to get over, was being afraid to really scratch the blade. If you do it right, no, you won't scratch the blade, but as you're learning, you will generate a small number of scuffs along here. In my experience, that polishes out quite nicely when we get to the leather strop later on.